Okay.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Stuff I Heard podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Peak, and I happen to have my lovely and talented wife with me. Hello, Dolores.
Hello.
Um, we have not done a podcast in 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks?
It's been 2 whole
Oh, that's
weeks.
right. Because we only
Yeah,
skipped 1 week.
yeah, I know. It's 2 weeks ago we did a podcast.
Oh, okay.
See how that happens?
Yeah, it does. It goes
Because
by quickly.
last week we were in another country,
Yes, we were.
in another land. Like we were far off visitors exploring the wilderness of Jamaica. It's
Yes.
not the wilderness. It was actually on the coast.
Yeah.
But
But there is some wilderness there.
we did see some wilderness.
Yes.
Yeah. Um so yeah, last week we flew to Jamaica. It was our first time going to a Sandals resort that we had never been to. We actually 20 years ago got married at Sandals in Montego Bay. They have a place there. Royal Caribbean is the location that we went to. It's like 5 minutes from the airport, real close.
I
Um,
think it's called yeah, it may be. This was our fourth sandals.
yeah. And to be honest, I don't remember a lot about the first time. I do remember playing volleyball. I do remember us getting married. I do remember meals, like our little guy that would make the omelets in the morning. And
Yes, but we were in a
we were in a smaller to me, it was a smaller resort.
it was also too it was we stayed in a like the bottom tier room.
Yeah.
It was just a regular hotel type room. Since then, the last 3 stays,
God's been good to us.
yes, we've actually stayed in a little bit nicer
Facility.
room.
Yeah.
We've opted to have butler service for the week for the last few times we've been to Sandals.
Which is kind of nice.
It is very nice.
Yeah.
So far we have done 4 of the Sandals resorts. I'm not sure how many. I think there's like 8 or 9 just in Jamaica
Mm.
alone. They have them in Jamaica is their main location. I think that's where their actual headquarters is located, is in Jamaica. They have 2 in Barbados. They have 3 in St. Lucia. We've actually been to St. Lucia. They have 1 in Antigua,
It
one
says
in,
there's 7 in Jamaica.
okay, 7. They've closed a few and combined a few. There's Grenada. We've been to Grenada, and I think they have one in the Bahamas now. So anyway, we've been to 4 different resorts and Curacao, and they now have the newest one is St. Vincent. We are actually booked again. We book while we're there. Get a great discount while you're there if you book. We are going to Curacao in 2027 with our friends. So this trip was a trip that was 3 couples
Yeah.
for the week. 2 of the couples, we had butler service.
Mm-hmm.
One couple did not. They were not able to stay the whole week. They actually booked this
Yeah, it
trip
was like a
last
last
minute.
minute plan
Yes.
to join us.
But okay, so we've been to 4.
Yeah.
What did you think of Sandals South Coast?
Um, okay, so I thought it was pretty. The landscaping was very pretty. I thought that the everybody we came into contact with was very nice.
Yes.
The beach was beautiful, although the you get out into the water of the ocean, there's a lot of seaweed, and then when you're not in seaweed, you're in like a mucky mud kind of
I
thing.
actually did not get in well, I got in the water, the
Yeah.
beach water just a little bit. I actually rode on a Hobie Cat, which is
Okay.
like the little catamaran.
Yeah.
I did that, and there was a lot of seaweed in the water. Yes.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if this is because of the seaweed or because of the location, but like I had a bottle of beer. And so it was a clear bottle. And when I was done with said bottle, I filled it up with water from the ocean, and it was as crystal clear as you could ask
Yeah,
for
the water was
water.
clear. When I was on the Hobie Cat, we went out pretty far.
Yeah.
We had one of the gentlemen from the water sports activities of Sandals that was our captain. I mean, he was the one sailing the little boat. You could see the bottom
Yeah.
because there was a couple times where I asked, "What is the white? What what am I seeing? Is that coral?" And he's like, "No, that white. You're seeing the sand. You're seeing the bottom."
Yeah. The area that we're in to get into the water was protected by a rock wall that, helped break up some of the waves so it wouldn't take the beach away, which is a
Yeah.
smart move. It also made it kind of nice little cove for people to play around in so that you wouldn't necessarily have to deal with all of the outside elements that were coming in to bombard the coast. And
But
maybe
now I
that's why
didn't
the
notice.
seaweed was there.
Yeah, and I also didn't notice like the waves were not very substantial.
Right.
It was very very calm.
Some mornings we'd wake up and look at the ocean and it was pretty still,
Yeah.
which we don't see a lot of, especially being here on the East Coast. Naturally, we see, waves coming in and having some force to them, but never like small waves. And this was small waves. And again, that rock wall really took a lot of the blunt out of it because you could see it hitting the rock wall off in the distance. Um, but I thought that the room situation was decent. Our
Yeah.
first room, we actually had two rooms. So this is an interesting story. We checked into one room and we're getting settled. We're putting things away, trying to get ready for dinner. Want to go to the pool, want to do a lot of things, but we're getting there kind of late. So we're like, all right, let's just put some stuff up. Let's throw on some clothes and grab some food. And we come back from dinner and we're like, is it just me or is it like really warm in here? Is it because we just hustled through all this? And we kind of toughed out the first night, and then the second day come around and we're like, all right, it is not getting cooler. This AC is not working. And we're pampered white people, so we need AC. We went down and discussed it with people, and eventually that evening they sent somebody to come check it out, and the technician was like, this can't be repaired right now. You guys have got to move to a different room. What?
Nothing.
So they moved us to a different room. That part I was a little upset about.
Well, I was upset about the fact that it took them all day.
Well, and you're turning people over on a regular basis. You would think that someone would have said as they were checking out, "Hey, the AC is not working here. You guys need to fix this." Or when we brought it up the first time, or the second time, or the fifth time, that someone would have said, "Hey, we probably need to move you guys to a different room."
Yeah, I mean, I understand that they probably are not used. They don't notice when a room is 81 degrees.
Right.
We do.
Right.
Because I mean, I'll be the first to admit it. I am extremely spoiled. I wish that I wasn't, but there ain't nothing I can do about that now. So, but we had we had commented multiple times about the fact that the air condition, even at night when the sun set and it does cool off a little bit.
Yeah.
Normally, ACs in places like that where it gets extremely hot during the day, they do struggle during the day.
Yeah, like the one in St. Lucia. That one
would struggle during the day, but it would freeze you to death at night.
Yeah.
This one did not do that. Yeah. And it took them, I mean, we were the second night, which was our Saturday night because we checked in on a Friday.
Yeah.
It took us until 10 o'clock p.m. to get into another room. We knew the minute we opened the door to the second room that the AC was working in that room, and the AC worked the rest of the week. So, yeah, I was a little bit aggravated with the fact that it took them so long to acknowledge our complaints that we thought our room was a little warm.
Yeah.
And that kind of aggravated me a little bit. But now, as far as I'm like you when it comes to the grounds, the actual resort itself was by far of the four that I've been to, it was very comparable to Grenada. Grenada is my first choice all around for everything so far.
Mine too.
Service, food, the grounds, the actual resort, the luxury, everything was as top notch, in my opinion, as I've ever had. So, of course, I'm comparing everything now to that. And South Coast, as far as the resort, the beauty of the resort came close to Grenada. It was a lot nicer as far as entertainment, I thought.
Yeah.
That we heard somebody on the staff say that they're a little over 50 plus acres at the South Coast Resort. Absolutely gorgeous. 3 beautiful big pools, all of them with their own different type of vibe. You had the big main pool. We had a big party vibe going on with great music from a DJ, swim up bar. They played games, which we got hoodooed into playing games.
We didn't get hoodooed. We brought the hoodoo.
Yes.
We brought Danny Shaw and he was like, I want to play. And next thing I know, we're all playing.
Yeah, we played with 20 other, I mean, we were on teams of 10.
Yeah.
So there was like 20 something of us playing games one afternoon, and we had a blast doing that. That pool was great for the party vibe. There was another pool that had a volleyball net in it permanently, and it had volleyball games going on. It had a nice swim up bar, not quite as big as the big pool, but it had a really relaxed. It had some music going, but not super loud. I liked that pool. That was probably my favorite pool
Yeah.
because it just seemed to have just enough activities to not so that you wouldn't get bored.
Yeah. And
It
then
seemed,
they had a quiet
and then
pool.
they had a very quiet pool. There was no
Yeah.
music playing, no swim up bar. There was a bar very close by that you could walk to.
Yeah.
Um, so
It had something for everybody.
it did. It really did. It had something for everybody. Now, to me, the food quality, there was a lot of restaurants to choose from, which all Sandals has multiple restaurants to choose from. This one to me was on the bottom as far as food.
Really?
It
On
was
the bottom.
on the bottom. Yes, I would say all of the resorts I've been to, in my opinion, I liked the food better than I did this one. I did not go hungry. Don't get me wrong. I need to go on a diet now. It's just to me, it wasn't anything that I walked away from a meal saying, oh my gosh, that was an amazing meal.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that I would put it at the bottom. But also I didn't eat a meal. Your worst meal, I didn't go to that one. I wasn't feeling well. You guys can hear it in my voice. A little under the weather with
Yeah,
the sinus thing.
caught a little bit of a cold while
A
we
little
were
bit of a
there.
cold, coming in contact with a lot of people. Who knows? But anyway,
Well, we did. There were six of us together. We did. Hey, try this. Taste this one. I just
well,
had them make this drink. Try this
there was
one.
that too,
Yes.
and the touching of all the door handles and the elevator buttons and the volleyball and the ball we played the games with and the hula hoop and whatnot. I mean, there was a lot of contact with things, so who knows? But anyway, yeah, I didn't so much mind the food. Again, there wasn't any meal that I was like, wow, this is the best ever. But also, with the size of this place, this is probably the biggest Sandals we've been to.
Yes. Yes.
I think they said over 390 rooms.
Yes. And I did hear one of the staff members say that they were like at 87
Yeah, so you
ish
figure
percentage
if
of
okay,
occupancy. And it did
I
not
don't
seem
know what
crowded.
87% of 390 is, but let's just say there's 600 people, 650 people at the resort. It's spread out enough so that everybody's not really on top of each other.
Yes.
There
I
was
did
stuff
not
for
feel like it was
everybody to
crowded at
do.
all.
I did hear a group say that they were off playing golf a good bit. And then we also heard the tennis courts and the pickleball courts going on nonstop because they were not too far from our room. And then there was people going on excursions on a daily basis, which Jamaica's got a lot of great excursions,
And we did an excursion. We actually
and
went to
we
Negril.
did an excursion. But even with all that, all those people, I got to thinking about how you're trying to manage food and trying to manage everything, fresh and hot and ready and all the other stuff, and what an undertaking that has to be just to on a cycle constantly just be feeding people and hoping that they have a good experience because again, they survive off of tourism. So their whole existence is we got to make this like the Disney moment where they take the selfies and send it back home, which is why their pool has sandals on it and it's above the thing. And of course, the crystal blue waters makes it real pretty. And
Oh
we
yeah.
have a lot of photos that look like that, and we're going to share those because
Oh yeah, we will have videos
it
on
is
YouTube.
beautiful.
It is.
But you asked me last night. You said, what would you say? What was your takeaway? And I said I wouldn't go back. And I tell people if you're interested in going to sandals, don't go there. And you're like, why? And I said, well, the one of the biggest takeaways for me is the fact that it took over an hour and 40 minutes to get there on really crappy roads.
Yes, the I will say the shuttle and Sandals offers free shuttle to
Yep.
and from the airport,
Which is phenomenal.
which is great.
I mean, I
You
know
don't
that's
have to
factored
worry.
into the cost, but still, that's phenomenal.
Yes, that is. When you fly into Montego Bay, when you fly into Sandals, any Sandals, doesn't have to be Montego Bay, because we've done Grenada. Let's see, we've done four. We've done two in Jamaica now, one on Montego Bay side, one on South Coast. We've been to Grenada. We've been to St. Lucia.
Mm-hmm.
All all of those airports that you fly into has a Sandals lounge in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get through off the plane, you go through customs, which nowadays customs is breezy.
Well, especially at Jamaica because
Yeah.
they have so many people coming in. It makes it so much easier
Yeah,
with their
it is.
kiosks and stuff.
You scan your passport prior to
Yeah.
boarding the plane. Simple kiosk, takes your picture, you're done.
Yep.
You go to their lounge and they have beverages. I mean, you can start drinking on Sandals the minute you walk into the lounge in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
You wait your shuttle, the shuttle takes you to the resort. Now, the only bad part about South Coast is it is a 90-minute, and that's 90 minutes without
If you're lucky.
traffic. So we were more than 90 minutes both times. It was one of the worst rides, traffic wise and road wise.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. There was one part of the road that had the worst potholes
Yeah.
that I have ever seen. I mean, I'm talking like I was sitting on the window side of the bus going to the resort that Friday. And I'm not kidding you. It had poured down rain. And Jamaica is a place where 1 minute it can be dark skies, pour down rain. The next 5 minutes later, it is the most beautiful sunshine
Yeah.
you've ever seen. But it will fall a lot of rain in a short amount of time. And there was cars that looked like the whole front end would disappear into the potholes. A lot of this road, once we got out of Montego Bay, was only one lane
Yeah, man.
road. And it was a lot of stop and go, blowing the horn, and you had to hold on to the seat in front of you to keep from bouncing out of the seat.
Mm-hmm.
So I would not go back to that resort because of that 90-minute shuttle.
Now,
one
in
way.
the future, they are building a road that goes over the mountain. That's going to be a bypass, and I think that the future, that little road, that pathway is going to only be like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's not that many
Because
miles.
when
The island itself is not very wide.
yeah, they're in the process of building a through that's going to take you right towards the resort much easier. And I think when that's done, then getting to this resort is going to be way easier, way more user friendly. And I could see going back there if that time were to come, just to check it out and see how easy it is to access. But I mean, I don't
We
know.
stayed at the resort. We only left the resort once. We left the resort on Monday to do an excursion. We went to Negril, which Negril was a good hour, probably an hour van ride, shuttle ride from our resort toward the. I'm not even sure which way we went, east
We
or
went
west.
inland.
We went. No, Negril's on the coast because we remember we were
I
at the
know,
ocean.
but to do our excursion, we went inland
Okay.
a little bit. I mean, because we did stop at the ocean part of it. It was around there.
But we did an ATV, like the double
Side by side.
side by side. That's what we did.
People kept calling them doom buggies.
They looked more like a dune buggy. We were
Yeah.
not. We were not in the raised side by side. We were
Yeah.
in a little dune buggy looking goat cart thing that was very low to the ground, and we ate a lot of mud.
We had a lot of mud. They gave us helmets, which I thought was really nice, because things can go wrong, and with face shields. And I thought, face shields. Oh, because of the mud. That's the first thing I thought.
And it had rained a lot the
It had
night
rained its
before.
butt off the night before, so I thought, oh, we're in for something here. Now, in the instructions, it says it had bathing suits written down, and then someone crossed it out. And I was like, why did they cross out?
I have
bathing
no
suit?
idea because you needed the bathing suit.
You should have a bathing suit on to do this. And it should also say on there, bring a change of clothes, because there are showers there and you can shower and change. But we didn't do that because we thought, we should be fine.
But now we were told by the excursion
People.
desk to do not wear anything that is nice, to make sure that whatever you wear, you don't mind getting dirty. And the other thing that we
Don't
learned,
bring anything don't bring any possessions on the tour.
it was
they have lockers that you can lock things up,
but it was a lot of clay, of clay. So we've still got items that we wore that day that's been washed. One outfit's been washed twice already, and you can still see the clay. It's not that big of a deal, but oh man, it was a lot of fun.
I thought I had wore a red shirt.
It was a lot of fun, but we were covered head to toe. There were, of the six of us, nobody was dry.
No.
And we had mud everywhere.
Yeah.
And then we did zip lining after that.
We weren't able to shoot video of doing that because they don't allow you to bring any cameras.
And I don't really understand why.
Because you lose them. People drop them, they run over them, they get damaged, and then my camera.
Well, I get that, but should be at your own risk. I mean, you should be able to put it on your wrist.
But they also want the ability to sell you their film. And of course, I think somebody had the link, and they said they looked at them, and they never really got good pictures of us. But still, I did have my phone with me, and I tried to pull it out when we stopped halfway to kind of wash off. And I couldn't. I was so wet and mucky, I couldn't get the fingerprint thing to feel my fingers to turn the phone on. I was like, I can't even open this up to take our picture right now. So we did get photos at the end, and we'll put those up online as well on the YouTube page.
But I will say that this resort was big enough that I did not feel like I was bored on the because we only left the resort one day.
Yeah.
And I felt like there was more than enough entertainment to keep us busy, or there was enough to keep us busy during the day at the pools and or the ocean. They had
I think that a week is perfect.
Yeah, they had a super cool bar that was out over the water. It was called Latitudes.
Mhm.
And it had these cool looking hammocks that hung off of the side of this bar all the way around. That was pretty cool. I think we've got some pictures of that we'll have on YouTube.
I know right now people are thinking of hammocks like from one tree to another, but no, this is like spread out. Think about if you looked at it from above a circle and things fanning out from the circle like a spider web. That's how it was done in these flat sections where you could lay down.
And it was done with really nice cable. I mean, you could
double
tell
reinforced and pillows and all that stuff.
Yeah, really cool. I mean, like I say, it was a resort that it was a lot of fun for a week. I'm like you. There's other of their resorts that I want to go to now. I don't want to go back to this one.
Yeah.
We did choose while we were there. The 6 of us booked to go to Curacao in 27.
Mm-hmm.
First thing we asked was, how far is it from the airport?
And she said 15 minutes.
She said it's only 7 miles. So
I was like, I'm in.
And they were doing a really great special. And if you sign up when you're there, if you book when you're there, you get a really great discount. So
yeah, if anybody's ever interested in going to Sandals, look up their 777 deals, and whenever they run those. We got offered that while we were there. We were just curious and just happened to mention it. And she was like, oh, yeah, we got 777 for this. And I was like, okay, let's talk about that. Because apparently that's like a promotional thing they do.
Yes. We were actually all talking about
like
going
7 days.
What was 7% in addition to the percentage.
In addition to the other percent, yeah.
So the 777 applies to
something.
It means something. But we were actually sitting there. The 3 couples were all sitting together. Actually, it was kind of comical because the ladies were on one couch and the guys were like on the opposite side. They were on the other side of the room. Like it's like a little living room area with a coffee table in the center, and the guys were all on the other side. There was 2 ladies helping us get booked for 2027.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even remotely ask you guys anything, and one of you spoke up and said something, and we were like, just don't worry about it. We'll tell you when to show up. Yep. And then they never even batted an eye and looked at you guys again.
See, that's the life of a trophy husband. You just want to show
that's
up.
That's exactly what the joke was. That y'all
just want to show up and look pretty and carry the bag.
Y'all were trophy husbands.
Hey, let me hold that camera. I got this arm right here. Yeah.
But we originally went into that looking at staying in 2027 at Sandals Antigua.
Mm-hmm.
And we were getting prices on that. And then when I think I might have asked about the 777 deal or if there was one available. And she was like, oh, yeah, we have one right now going on at Curacao. And so now we're on.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
That's where we're going.
That's where we're supposed to go this year, but it got changed. But yeah, on the list here, it says that St. Vincent's is another one we want to go to. Antigua is another one we want to go to. Barbados has 2. We want to go to that. The Bahamas has 2, and
not anymore, just 1.
It's
they closed Exuma.
Okay, well, online's wrong.
Okay,
and then Jamaica has 7. It says so. We've been to 2 of them in Jamaica.
Yeah, St. Lucia has 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 3.
We've been to one of those. But yeah, so I mean,
I personally like all inclusive. Yes, a week is perfect
because, like you talked about, entertainment at night. The first night we got there, they had a beach party. They had music. Lady was singing, was really, really good. Fire dancers and, people twirling fire wands and things on fire. And it was great. Little outdoor cooking kind of thing. I thought the outdoor cooking was probably some of the best food we had, even though we had to sit on these little weird cube ottoman things. They need to have more seating for that kind of thing. But also, our guy didn't know that we were starving and that was our only meal. So, they were thinking, oh, this is finger food for these people. No, this is our actual meal. So yeah, but we had a musical Jamaican culture night where they danced and sang and performed. And again, everybody was great. They had a circus night where they actually set up things in a courtyard and did like a circus performance with high wire stuff with rings and trapeze and all sorts of
Fire dancers.
fire
Yeah.
stuff again.
We actually missed one night of entertainment because we were moving room.
We missed
Yeah.
a night for moving rooms. And then they had a night where they had, we did karaoke one night. And then something else. There was a few things going on. Anyway, I thought that if you're there for a week, you get to do a little bit of everything each night. Oh, the silent dance party we missed. I think that was the
Yeah.
night I was sick.
That was the night that you didn't feel well.
Yeah. And then they also had something else. What was it?
Not sure. They have entertainment every night.
Yeah. But I mean, 7 days, you figure they're doing something probably structured where they do it every night on that night.
Yeah,
So,
but it's also not it's not a it's not a big party vibe as far as
no,
I mean, I don't think any of the entertainment goes past 12 o'clock. So you don't have to worry about you do about there being noise where it's too loud to sleep or anything like that. It's very they do stop at a certain time.
I would say that at our biggest event, there may have been 120 people.
Yeah, it was not super.
So
was
it
not
wasn't
super
like
crowded.
it wasn't like everybody goes there and goes, "Oh, we got to see the entertainment." I mean, there's a lot of people just go to bed. I mean, they're like, "Good night."
And some people eat
Or
their
some
dinner
people,
later.
some people eat later. Some people hang out in the pool later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a mixture. There's a lot of honeymooners there. There's a lot of people celebrating anniversaries,
Mm-hmm.
their birthdays, that kind of stuff.
I did hear someone say that they were married for 55 years.
Yeah, I did hear that.
I think that was the longest that I
there
heard.
was a lot of honeymooners. I wouldn't say, and like I say, I don't really think it's a
We did see a couple get married.
yes.
They had their little chapel over the water, which I thought was beautiful. We got married over the water.
Yes, we did.
On a concrete pier kind of thing, but this one they were actually in a little chapel over the water, which I thought was really cute.
But now the main topic that we talked about the whole week with the other two couples that we were with is butler service.
Yeah.
Yay or nay?
You know, the first half of our trip was just messed up because of the AC. I thought our butlers really brought it the second half of the trip.
Yes.
And earned their keep. I mean, they really made our experience, I thought, better. I did want to try it without them just to see what the difference is, which I think that's what we're going to possibly do in Curacao.
That's where we're booked right now is
Yeah.
with no butler service.
Yeah.
Now, one thing about Sandals that's different than most resorts is there is no tipping at all, period. With the exception of if you have a butler suite,
Mm-hmm.
you do not have to tip, but it is, yeah, most people do.
Yeah.
We've never, of the 3 times that we've had butler service, we have chosen to tip the butlers at the end of our stay.
Because they do extra stuff.
They do. They do a lot of extra stuff, actually.
Yeah.
And we have been with couples that, this was our 4th stay, and this is our 2nd time with other couples.
Mm-hmm.
We have, for the last 3 times, we've chosen to have butler service. A butler will reserve your chairs, whether they usually ask you the evening before.
The pool or the beach.
The pool or the beach.
Which pool in this case?
They set you up at wherever you choose, the pool or the beach. They reserve your chairs. You don't have to get up super early and go grab chairs. They will have those chairs set up with towels on them. They will have a cooler stocked with your favorite beverages, waters, whatever alcoholic beverages you choose to drink.
Or non.
I mean, they have water, they have Cokes, Sprites. They will have that cooler loaded full, and they will come take the empties away and bring more throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
That has been that way with any butler service that we've had at a Sandals resort.
Mm-hmm.
They will also come to you right before lunch, and they ask you what you want to eat for lunch or where do you want to eat from for lunch. They will show you the menu. They will bring you the food to your chair.
Yep.
You do not have to go in a restaurant for lunch if you choose not to.
And I know that one of your favorite things is the coconut shrimp.
Yes.
Which is not on any menu, but we learned from Bret the butler down in Grenada. Shout out to Bret the butler. That if you ask, maybe they can ask the kitchen if they could possibly make it. And that's exactly what happened on this trip as well. Clive came through and
our butlers. Yes, our butlers this time was Clive and Ricardo. When you check in, you meet your butler personally. He hands you a cell phone, which goes straight to him, and you call him when you need. They let you know exactly who's on duty, and you use that phone to communicate with them. They use that phone to communicate with you.
Yep.
They could be on part of the property and say, "Hey, I'm over this way. Do you need anything from this particular area?"
I
They
will admit on this trip though, I left my phone more than I took it with me.
Yes, but this was also, well, this was our second time
Mm-hmm.
with other couples. To me, a butler, I love butler service for multiple reasons. I like not having to reserve my seat at the pool or the beach, because I do not want to get up at 5 a.m. and take a towel and down to a chair. I'm not a morning person. So that hinders me being able to enjoy not having to get up at a certain time when I'm on vacation. I like that. I like knowing that we have a cooler full of whatever beverages we want.
I wonder if we can upgrade our Curacao trip.
Oh, trust me, I've already looked.
I mean,
I've been looking already.
yeah.
There's things about it that I like. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, again, we like I said, the first half of the trip, we just didn't. I don't know. We were so busy, also, not just with the moving of the rooms, but first day there, we jumped into the big party pool and we played games, and we were energy all day long with everybody, just
yes.
kind of vibing, meeting new people, talking to them. Oh,
Oh,
you're
we
here for
met
the week.
some
We're here for
great,
the
I mean,
week.
we met
Oh,
some great people from
yeah,
what, Northern California,
yep.
two couples from Northern California, one couple from the Huntsville, Alabama area.
So it wasn't like our butlers could like have some one-on-one time and get to know us first. They were just like, oh, these guys are kind of
Social.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we met just some of the nicest people. Met a couple in the pool that we played the games with from Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
because they were giving Danny and Lori a hard time being from Ohio. But yeah, I mean, just some fantastic people.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the fact that so far, pretty much everybody we come into contact with has been pretty nice. They're on vacation too. They're coming
Yeah.
to the same place. So hopefully your mindset is kind of in the same mentality of, hey, I just want to go here and hang out and whatever. Hey, nice to meet you. What's up? I mean,
The cool thing is we booked for 27, and they are going to charge our credit card each month for like 200-ish dollars.
yeah, no interest. Yeah.
Yeah, no interest. So
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat that.
Sure. Then we ain't got to worry about
No
it.
reminders, no anything. They just automatically draft.
Like this past time, we were like, oh, yeah, we still got to pay for that. And we're like, ugh.
So it makes
Yeah.
it a lot more enjoyable when you don't have to worry about that. I think everybody should try an all inclusive at least once.
Yep.
I'm not a big drinker. They do not lose money on me when it comes to alcohol.
Now, I will say with all that I've said, I'm not taking away from the butlers at all. I think that they're great. I think that Clive and Ricardo were probably second best to Bret. I'd still put Bret as number one.
Bret's at the bar high.
He was phenomenal. It kind of ruined us. I don't remember the names of the guys at St. Lucia.
Me either.
I don't think we talked to them very much. I think they felt like they had to deal with us just because they were in a golf cart in our area or something. I don't know. They didn't really vibe with us. But like I said, Clive and Ricardo did a great job, and I thought they were both wonderful.
Sandals must be a good company for people to go to work for,
Yeah.
because everybody that we've come in contact with on their staff, when you ask, if you ask how long they've been there, most of them have been there for a very long time.
Mhm.
Ricardo had been with them, what, 16 or 17 years.
Yeah.
Butler, I think, is like one of the highest statuses you want. That's where everybody's striving to get to, because those are higher paid.
Yeah.
They make whatever it is they make per hour, and I don't know how that works or anything like that, but they are allowed to accept the tips.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that most people are tipping for a week, close to $200.
I would hope.
I would hope too.
Yeah.
And American money, the exchange rate, they actually get more of their money with our US dollar, right?
Mm-hmm. They can. Depends on how it's fluctuating. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great trip. It's one we've looked forward to for a while. We had a great time. It did rain some, but the rain did not. There was one time we were in the pool and it was pouring down rain.
Yeah.
We were like, we're getting wet anyway. We're in the water.
Yeah. There was a day where they brought us lunch, and then it started raining, and Ricardo had to join us under the umbrella. He's like, "Oh, that came suddenly." He's like, But yeah, and then it passed within 5 minutes, and we were like, "Oh, sun's back out. Let's get back in the pool." So yeah, um,
Great
I had
trip.
a great time.
Yep. We
Even,
will do
even
Sandals again. We're booked again already.
I hate that I got sick, but that happens. You can't really plan on that kind of thing. I got thinking about it. I haven't been sick in like
It's
years.
been a while since you've had a bad cold.
Yeah,
And then it has to bite you while you're on vacation.
I know it's kind of weird.
Could be all that mud we ate on those side by sides.
It might be the side by sides. Who knows? But it's good to be home. It's good to get back in the swing of things.
Oh no, it's not. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Oh, come on. It's all fun and games
Yeah. It's all fun and games until you gotta go back to
until you
work.
got to go back to work. Yeah.
We
Well,
gotta
no,
we gotta pay for the next trip.
we gotta get back in the rotation of things and get back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I will be posting up videos on our trip, and you might see a video of our room, and that's not the room we ended up in. So you might see like
But it was
scenery
the same
change.
kind of room.
It just flipped in the other direction. So some people may be like, "Wait, in this video it looked this way," but whatever. You'll figure it out.
But some of the most gorgeous sunsets. It
There's
was
not going to be a
beautiful.
test. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yep, we're done.
Got anything to advertise?
Well, no. Work
Nothing to
hard.
promote?
Work hard. Go on. Play. Work hard. Play hard.
Listen, I wanted to advertise the fact that you can do anything if you have the right partner.
You can.
You gotta be on the same page about things. You gotta communicate. Like somebody asked us, "What's the secret to being married for 20 years?" And you were like, "Patience," or something.
I said grace and patience.
Grace, and patience.
You have to have grace and patience.
Yeah, and I don't remember what I said. Something about you got to realize you're both different people and you're both trying to do your best, and you gotta talk, you gotta communicate, you gotta work towards the same goals. And I think all that's true.
You can eat an elephant one bite at a time.
You can, and if you're working together, you can get rid of that elephant pretty quickly.
Yeah, you can.
But you gotta be focused on the same things. So, with that being said, shout out to all the elephant eaters out there. You guys are doing it one bite at a time. Thank you, Jamaica, and for hosting us. Thank you, Sandals, for taking our money and and letting us have a good time at your resort. We will be back in 2 years. So that's it. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you, everybody who listens and watches on YouTube. I appreciate it. And cue the cow.
Cue the cow. Moo, baby.